Hello and welcome to HD Movie Talk. I am your host, Dean's Beans, and as always, for the previous year, I'm joined by my good friend and great co-host, Fluffy Duffy.
Oh, you're too kind. It's been a year already. That
It's been
is
a year
insane.
since we started this podcast.
Who's been here since the beginning? You have?
Yeah.
Mark? I love you, Mark.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
No, not you. Of
I've
course
been
you've
here
been
since
here.
the beginning. I've been on every episode of this podcast.
Yeah, you're the... I don't know why I keep on bringing you back.
I'm the...
It is HG Movie Talk. It's Harlan Duffy Movie Talk.
Do you know, do you know, like in sitcoms where, like in old sitcoms where it'd have like the cast in the opening credits, and then at the end it'll be and guest starring. It's just and guest starring Dean Walker every week.
It's just always you.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, anyway, for our 1 year anniversary, we thought we should take this podcast back to where it all began.
And where it's kept on going. Kind of.
Sure. In our first ever episode a year ago, we spoke about a little movie, you might have heard of it, called, what's it called? Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So once again, we're going to talk about Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about that again.
And then next week, we're going to talk about whatever our second episode was on. And then
we're going to bring Callan back.
Yeah.
Was he our first guest?
It was Peyton.
No, it was Peyton. How could I forget?
Yeah.
Way back.
Mm-hmm. That was a way back. Anyway,
that
jokes aside, hey Harlan, no more jokes.
Oh.
We're talking about Star Wars Attack of the Clones. Tell me one funny thing that happens in this movie that's like supposed to be funny.
That's supposed to be funny?
One, yeah.
Supposed. Oh,
I've got one.
Well, I know that one that's actually funny.
Go on.
When Obi-Wan uses the Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
First nitpick in this movie.
Jeez.
Well, don't call your drug something like death sticks. That's like renaming cocaine. This is going to kill you, by the way. Hey, do you want to...
Hey, death sticks sounds pretty... I mean, you got the message pretty quick, right? You didn't... Yeah, there was no explanation like, oh, what is spice? Which there is spice mentioned in this movie.
Yeah.
Which I guess like all what do you want to call it? All space operas have to deal with spice.
Yeah.
Well, Dune, Star Wars, maybe Star Trek. I don't watch Star Trek.
Anyway.
I'm sure they have like oregano there.
This is let me speak, young man. This is episode.
Anyway, so I was thinking
hey, that's such a Dean move. We're really switching roles after a year. Okay.
Oh, I did something. Okay. Can I hijack the conversation one more time?
Okay, sure.
A photographer came into my place of work this morning.
Your TikTok studio?
Yeah, no, it was at my actual work. And he was like, "Are you shy?" Like asking me, like kind of like implying if he could take a picture. And I go, "No, I'm Harlan." And I was really proud of that.
That's
that I said that to a complete... I know. That's why I felt like I needed to mention it to you.
Well, anyway, now we've brushed over that wonderful anecdote. We should have more anecdotes. I sound sarcastic just constantly. This is like episode 18 or something like that of The Silver Lining, where we take a bad movie. And yes, Attack of the Clones is bad.
What did you just open?
A little film canister that I'm fiddling with.
Oh, okay.
I did not realize that was on the microphone. Anyway, we talk. Can I explain what this show is now? Okay.
Oh, fine.
We talk about a bad movie. Attack of the Clones is bad. We talk about the good.
Objectively.
We talk about the bad, and then, objectively. And then we fix it. And we write a new copy, and I'll email it to Kathleen Kennedy. Actually, no, I'll email it to George Lucas because he loves going back to his old movies and changing them completely. Before we begin, do you want a fun fact about this movie?
Yes, please.
So, spoiler alert, when Jango Fett is beheaded, in the original theatrical version, he just gets beheaded. Like, he's like stumbling back and he gets beheaded. While in the DVD release and every release since, he tries to activate his jetpack, can't, and then he's beheaded.
Oh, interesting.
So George Lucas is up to his old tricks. You know, that slippery old dog.
It's silly goose. Silly goose.
Indeed.
Okay.
Well, speaking of him, let's talk about things we like about maybe my least favorite Star Wars movie. I'm not sure.
I think there may be some things that we don't agree on in this list. But I think there are some good parts about this movie.
Yeah, there are some good bit points.
Okay. Let's start off with the things we'll agree with.
Okay.
Obi-Wan.
Yes, I have one complaint, but I'll save that.
Is it the mullet?
Oh, no, I like the mullet. I mean, it's jarring because it's a wig and it changes. Like you can, like, there's a bit where I'm like, oh, that's not the same wig he was wearing, and I'm pretty sure it's reshoots. And it's different wigs, but I like the hair.
I like Obi-Wan. I like Ewan McGregor. He's probably one of the few good actors in this movie.
Well,
or a few good performances.
Yeah, a few good performances.
Is what I meant to say.
It's like we can't, there's like Natalie Portman. She's great, just not in this.
Yeah,
which we'll get into. Speaking of Obi-Wan, I like the Django versus Obi-Wan fight. I think it works because you don't in Star Wars. There's not a lot of lightsaber versus non-lightsaber fights. And this is like the longest, biggest one, I think.
Count Dooku.
Yeah. Count Christopher. My note is just Christopher Lee with a smiley face because Christopher Lee's a legend.
He is a legend. And also, I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first movie we see the purple lightsaber. We don't see it in.
Yes, you're right.
Which there needed to be a better reveal for that, because we get that it was. I think we get it from Mace. We see it from Mace Windu putting a sword to somebody's neck, and it's very unceremonious.
Partially a post production decision. Where it was I think he said about it on set, like after the movie had been written. So like when the movie had been written, that wasn't the plan. He wanted a different colored lightsaber so he could spot himself in a crowd.
Right.
Like at the end when there's the big crowd, he read the script and he was like, hey, how am I going to spot myself in there?
That's awesome. But I think the purple lightsaber is awesome. Like objectively.
Yeah. Something.
It's my favorite one.
Everyone. Fortnite.
Is there a Mace Windu lightsaber in Fortnite?
Yeah, remember we were playing Fortnite together and I was like, I want the green one. And you were like, well, the purple one's better. I was like, well, the green one goes better with whatever skin I was wearing. I don't remember. There's a fun conversation.
Nerd. Wow, you play Fortnite? Wow. Anyways.
Something good about every Star Wars movie ever.
World building.
I was going to say the music.
Oh. Well, I think we're both right.
Yeah, world building. Yeah, but then it's just so much boring. Like, hey, we had hey, let's talk about politics for ages.
No, not even that. Like the worlds, like Coruscant, Dagobah. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool worlds we're introduced to.
Dagobah is not in this movie.
What is the water planet?
Camino, isn't it?
Camino.
Dagobah is where Yoda hides in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
I don't mean to correct you. I just know if you said the wrong thing, then
you're good. You're good.
You're just gonna get constant emails.
One thing that I really like that these prequels do that like you don't really notice when you think about it is cool is how the technology is less advanced than in the original movies.
Yeah, like it's less advanced, but like an interesting part about making the prequels is how they had to build a world which is like Empire Strikes, which is like A New Hope before everything went to shit.
Right.
So like, hey, what did this world look like before? It was still cool, but like still with lesser technology. And I think like the droids are cool and the clones are cool. Like it's cool how the battle droids look like the Geonosians, the bug alien guys.
Right. And it's also
just stuff like that.
I also like how they can't, I think they did this in the prequels too, but they can't go into hyperdrive or like hyperspeed they have to like get a third party attachment to be able to go that fast.
Yeah.
And then also Anakin's hand isn't as much as like a prosthetic like Luke's is when he gets his hand. Little things like that. I'm like, oh, I appreciate that.
The thing is, everyone who worked on this movie did a good job. Like everyone who worked on this movie is talented, I would say,
Yeah.
And a lot of the main mistakes, I think, do just come from George Lucas.
Yeah, terrible writing. But
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
hold
like
on.
what
Sorry,
I
it's
mean to
getting
say is like,
negative.
sure, we can complain about the CGI, but the people working on that were very talented. And sure, we can complain about Hayden Christensen, but that's George Lucas's fault. And sure, we can complain about other things I'm going to complain about later, but it's probably not the actual people involved's fault. It's someone else's. Okay.
Well, I think on that, there is some good CGI.
Yeah, no, I think the CGI is amazing because this was so long ago and so much of it is just CGI. And yes, like they use too much of it.
Definitely.
It's good for the time, and you know what? Good on them for bloody giving it a go.
I also have Jango Fett written down.
And the good, yeah, he's solid.
I like that arc, the entire thing on that. What?
We'll get to it.
Okay. And final thing that I have on my good list.
Yeah.
That I think I might lose you on, but I think it's cool. The Yoda fight.
Ah! Hate it.
Really, I think it's freaking cool.
So the guy who I can't remember who it was, one of the people working with George Lucas really wanted Yoda to never use a lightsaber, and he was like, "Hey, these guys are like the best people at the Force ever. They should just use the Force and fight like actual wizards." And George Lucas was like, "No, give them a lightsaber." But that little bit before the fight, I think is so dumb, where they just stand there like, "Hey, look what I can do with the Force. Oh, you can do that with the Force. I can do this with the Force." And then Count Dooku is all like, "Hey, I guess we're the same. Why don't we just bring out our glowy sticks and fight each other?" And Yoda's like, "Yeah, watch me do 10 billion flips around the place." And then Count Dooku's like, "Yo, what's going on?" And Christopher Lee is like, "I'm so confused about what's going on in this movie. I thought people liked Star Wars movies. I thought they were good movies. And I'm just swinging like this stick around and I can't see anything. And I watch the movie and there's a little green guy there. What's that little green guy doing? And why does he talk so dumb?"
Well, I think it's cool. That's all I have to say. You know what? And also, Yoda is a flawed character in this movie.
Yeah. But do you not think there's too many flips? Yeah, did you not think he does too many flips?
Nope, it's cool.
Yeah, but they look so bad. He's like, "Hey, look at me do a flip."
Okay, well, you obviously never played Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PlayStation 2, where you got to play as Yoda and do as many flips as you want, and it was awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, it probably looked better in a video game from 2004 than it did in this movie. But he's like,
"Will you? You know what? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of hearing this Yoda slander. You know what I mean? I don't care.
You're
I don't
the one
care
that just said Yoda is a flawed character in this. Puppet Yoda.
That does not mean he's a
way.
bad character. There's a difference. Flawed.
Puppet Yoda all the way.
Yoda all the way. I'm Yoda all the way.
Puppet Yoda all the way.
Oh. I'm Puppet Yoda all the way. You can be Puppet Yoda all the way, and you can also be CGI Yoda all the way.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Not by definition. You have to choose one or the other. If you're going all the way, you can't go all the way on both.
I am Yoda all the way.
Okay, but okay. He looks so
You're
good
making
in
me
The Last
choose.
Jedi.
You're making me choose between CGI and Puppet. Obviously, I choose Puppet because it's funny.
Yeah. He looks so good in The Last Jedi. That was like just like the look of him. Just the look.
We got him started on The Last Jedi.
Okay. Can we talk about the bad things?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, the first thing I want to get to
Hayden.
here is that isn't what I'm going to talk about.
What are you going to talk about? Sorry.
The dumbest assassination attempt of all time. And like, I know this is not an original thought of mine. This is something that has been circulating on the internet in a while. But how this movie works is Count Dooku is like, "Hey, I want to kill Padme, so I'm going to hire Jango Fett to do that." And Jango Fett goes, "Yeah, that's cool. I'll kill her. I'm going to go hire a changeling to do that." And the changeling goes, "Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to hire this little robot to go and kill Padme." And then the little robot is like, "Hey, yeah, that's a good plan. I'm going to hire these little bugs to go and kill Padme." And they go, the plan fails. The changelings run away. The Jedi run over after them. And then Jango's out. And instead of Jango being like, "Hey, I've been here the entire time. I don't know why I didn't just kill Padme myself if I'm here." But instead of like going to kill Padme now. I'm going to go and kill the person I hired to kill Padme, and then I'm going to run away, which leads a straight journey back to me so the Jedi can find me later, and Padme is still alive. It's the dumbest plan in the world.
Yeah, it is.
And do you know what else? Changelings can shapeshift. That's their whole deal in Star Wars. That woman can shapeshift. So why, when she was being chased, why didn't she turn into a broom or something like that?
You propose a pretty interesting question there, Dean.
Just do you not know? Do you not think it's like the dumbest plan? It's like Batman versus Superman levels of dumb plan.
You know, when I started watching this movie, I just kind of turned my brain off. There was one thing that happened in this that I couldn't get over.
Yeah.
Essentially, Jar Jar Binks caused the Clone Wars and caused everything to go wrong.
Yes.
And I know there's a theory saying that he's in like a Sith or whatever. But I found that really funny that he was like, you know what, Jar Jar going to say yes to clones.
I did appreciate how George Lucas was like, hey, people didn't like Jar Jar. Let's just not put him in the next movie. He's like, hey, you hate Jar Jar? I bet you hate him even more now after he did this dumb thing.
Dude, I find it funny how like in the interviews with Ewan McGregor, he was like, people asking like who we'd want to see next come back, and Ewan McGregor said Jar Jar like almost every time.
He worked with Ahmed Best for a while. Okay, sorry. That I can't go over how dumb this assassination plan is. It's just the worst.
Okay, let's get into some Anakin. What do you think?
Okay, do you want to hear some lines I wrote down?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we all know the classics like, oh, I hate sand. It's coarse, it's rough, and it gets everywhere. But yeah. I have a new favorite Anakin quote, okay?
All right,
which I noticed while watching these movies.
Yes.
I wish I could wish my feelings away, but I can't.
See, now you just have to do a creepy like serial killer stare.
Okay,
afterwards.
do you want to hear my Anakin impression? Okay.
Yes.
I wish. Oh no, I got the line wrong. I wish I could wish my feelings away, but I can't.
It has to be a little bit angrier. Yes. Yeah, there were some points of them like, why isn't Natalie Portman like running for her life?
Oh, there's a bit where Natalie Portman says, this is another direct quote I wrote down. Don't look at me like that. It makes me uncomfortable.
There's no chemistry between those two.
It's because so Anakin is the biggest creeper dog. He's like, so he's had this crush on like this girl for like 10 years and they haven't seen each other in like 10 years yet. And then immediately after 30 seconds of hanging out with her, he's just all like, yeah, Obi-Wan doesn't like me and he doesn't treat me right. And I'm going to stand here and I'm going to mope about. And Padme's like, oh yeah, okay. Why Padme? There are so many red flags.
So many red flags.
And like Anakin's like, yeah, I killed so many women and children, by the way, Padme. Padme's like, oh, that's all right, Anakin. Come here. And I'm like, what is wrong with you, Padme? He went on a killing spree, killing women and children. You're like, and then there's a bit even earlier on in the film where Anakin's like, hey, do you know what I think politics should be? It should be like one guy choosing everything. And if someone disagrees, then they should kill everyone. And Padme, who's been a politician for like 15 years, is like, okay, that's a bit weird, but I'm still going to hang out with you.
I don't know about that, but I think we should kiss.
It's just because he's good looking. Oh. But yeah, no chemistry.
Okay, there's one thing that I want to point out.
Okay.
That you don't really see unless you're looking for it. But there's definitely a lot of scenes where the actors don't know how to stop it. So they just like kind of freeze as that transition's happening or whatever. Yeah. But like there's parts where like I look at the camera for my visual listeners so they kind of understand what's going on. So there's kind of parts where they go like, and then like it fades, but there's like George Lucas directed them to do it and then stop and just hold. There's definitely parts like that. And when I was watching it, I was like, oh my God, this is so. And there's one scene one bit in particular where Padme jumps down from the tower onto Anakin, and they kiss and they ride off, but it looks so rehearsed. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know what little
Yeah,
bit I'm
yeah,
talking?
yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, it bothered me. That bothered me.
Oh,
Also, let's just talk about this because I have conflicted feelings. I know it's bad. I know it's bad, but I can't help it. The Padme's ripped clothing.
yeah. The thing is, okay, can we get into Padme in this movie? Because Padme's a great character, and she in Phantom
On
Menace,
paper.
she's got cool moments and stuff like that. And in this movie, she's kind of just reduced to being the thing that Anakin's pining after. And apart from that, what else does she do? She doesn't do any politics in this movie. She
Uh-uh.
doesn't. She's just like, yeah, okay, Anakin, we can hang out together. And you know what? This is it's just dumb. It's dumb.
She shoots some people, doesn't kill them, but she shoots them.
Yeah, yeah. Come on,
Um,
George Lucas. This is like
CGI is bad.
yeah. The only reason why Leia works is because
Mm-hmm.
Carrie Fisher is a big enough personality to number one, like recognize and realize when what she's given is crap and like how to rise above it. And also
Carrie
because
Fisher or
no, sorry, I meant to say the reason why Leia's good. Is that what I
oh
said?
yes,
Like
no,
the
you
reason
said
why
you said Padme.
okay. The reason why Leia's good is because Carrie Fisher had like a big enough personality and was sassy, and like that was a lot of her in that character.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not in any way saying Natalie Portman's a bad actress because
No,
we know that's not true. I mean,
but
maybe if
however,
you
I
watch
don't
one
think
of the
she.
Thor movies, you'd disagree, but we know she's a good actress.
No, she's good, and like it's just bad direction, and also Natalie Portman doesn't. I love Natalie Portman. We just talked about this, but I don't think she has nearly as large of a personality as Carrie Fisher.
Exactly.
So,
She doesn't have a persona like Carrie Fisher did.
right. Yeah. Persona. That's what I'm looking for. Not
Yeah.
personality. Persona.
Yeah. Okay. So you're talking about the CGI. I don't really like a lot of the like aesthetic of this movie. And I feel like that's partially to do with the CGI, just how it's all clean and
Yeah.
blank and nothingness. And fun fact, this is the first like blockbuster ever to be shot entirely in digital.
Interesting.
And I think an issue was when I only found this out today, but I think an issue was when they got the footage back that the color was all off because like it didn't shoot properly in the digital. So they had to like color correct it to hell. And like it just looks weird, I think. But not that weird, just too bland and nothing.
Yeah, you're right. But also, like, I feel like over time, I've just gotten used to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've seen,
right.
if not this movie, so many clips from this movie so many times over and over and over. So,
Do you want to play a game quickly
yeah, I'd
in
love
this
a
little
game.
break?
I'd love a game.
What? Name as many memes that appear in this movie as possible. I don't have a list or anything. I just want to see how many you can get.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm trying to think now. I'm gonna.
Well, there's the sand.
Yeah.
The death sticks one.
Yeah.
Is there any with Boba Fett's kid?
There's the one of Anakin and Padme sitting in the grass, and then it goes from Padme smiling to Padme not smiling. Do you know that one?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
What a good
not
game.
just the women, but the children too.
Oh, yeah.
That's classic. Yeah. Anyway, do you know what Count Dooku's first name is?
Lord.
Nope.
What?
Count.
But
I'm pretty sure his first name's Count.
oh, Count Dooku.
Yeah. Like, it's dumb.
Is it? I thought Count Dooku was like a title.
Well, Count is a title, yes. But like, okay, I'm Googling Count Dooku first name. What was
Wait,
Count Dooku's...
no. Ready? Stop typing out. I have it.
Okay.
His first name is Earl.
I've got something here that says his first name is Dooku.
Well, here I say it's in the Battlefront 2 roadmap. It says Earl Dooku, Yoda's former Padawan, turned to the dark side.
Huh. Yeah, at least he's got a better first name than Palpatine.
What's Palpatine's?
Sheev.
Ugh. Yeah,
Sheev.
it is better.
Sheev. Yeah. Anyway, I had other bad things to say. I wish I could wish my feelings away. Like, this movie has a weird thing, I think, with like how much damage Jedis can take. Because you've got moments where like Anakin jumps off ships and just falls 10 million feet and is fine.
Yeah.
And then there's the bit in the factory which annoyed me, where his entire arm got pressed and like encased in metal. And then like a million Jedi die at the end. And I'm like, a Jedi any good? I always think that about Order 66. I'm like, yeah, I understand they were taken by surprise. But these guys are supposed to be like the best, and they just, so many of them die.
Well, that's the idea. They weren't the best.
Well,
So
I think the idea in this movie does make sense, that these Jedi haven't fought in ages, and like they're not used to battle and that sort of thing. That makes sense to me.
yes,
But in Revenge of the Sith, they've just fought a war for the last like 5 years.
that's true.
Anyway.
But I think the idea is that their sense of is clouded.
Yeah.
So, and war only disrupts that more.
I think there's been too much time between episodes 1 and 2. I just kind of feel like
you know what? I think I might have to disagree with you on that one.
I just feel like in the opening credits, it's like, and this has happened, and this has happened, and this has happened. It feels like there's been a whole movie in between, I think.
I honestly think, I think this movie needs to be here. You know what I mean? I don't think it would make sense. So I think this needs to be like a quadrilogy, honestly.
I think the mistake is doing episode 1 as that. I think they should just start with Anakin and the Jedi.
But also, I feel like this movie, I think a big reason this movie sucks is because from like a narrative standpoint, I'm talking. The first one is so interesting because we're being introduced to this new world and we're finding new characters. The third one is so interesting because that's Darth Vader. That's him turning into Darth Vader, right?
Yeah.
This movie, there is no like thing to get hyped about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, this one is like a filler thing
100%.
to get. But I'm trying to think, like, there needs to be a big thing that happens in this movie that like people need to be like, oh, this is the movie.
You know what I mean? The thing about the prequels is how they do just skip entirely over the Clone Wars.
They do.
And like people, and I understand that people's mind would have changed on that. Now we've had like 9 seasons or whatever it is of the Clone Wars,
right?
But that was not the plan, as far as I'm aware, when they were making this movie. They're just like, hey, yeah, the Clone Wars happened, and then in the next movie, this is the end of the Clone Wars. Like, there's just nothing in between there.
I feel like if they made the beginning the end, it would be different, but that'd be really hard. But
yeah. Okay, I had another complaint in my mind. It would either be this or Rise of Skywalker, my least favorite Star Wars movie.
This is my least favorite. Well, I don't know. It's been a while.
I don't think I've ever been so disappointed and annoyed at a movie than I was at Return of the Jedi. No, Rise of Skywalker.
It's awfully dramatic of you, Dean.
Yeah, just because I was so annoyed when that movie came out.
All right, let's not get you started.
Okay. That's not.
Okay.
That's on our 9-year anniversary.
Yeah. For sure.
But one more thing to say.
Yes.
A good thing which I like about this movie is how George Lucas has kind of learned from a lot of the mistakes from the last one.
Such as?
No Jar Jar and less politics of the two.
You think I feel like there's more politics in this movie, if anything.
No, the first one was so much Trade Federation
Oh, that's true.
stuff, and hey, well,
There's still
we're
a lot
gonna
of politics in
blockade,
this,
and
so
that's true. Okay, I never said my thing I didn't like about Obi-Wan in this movie.
what is it?
I don't think he's a very good detective.
No, he's not.
He,
That
and
could have
and
been
it-
done better.
and there's the funny bit I enjoy where he's in Camino, and they're like, hey, are you this guy? And he's like, oh yeah, do you want to see the clones? And he's like, oh yeah, I guess I want to see the clones. I've no idea. And he's just like rolling with it.
I mean, I kind of like that. He's just kind of like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but he just feels a bit too bumbling in that, I think, rather than just being like, hey, I'm going to be sneaky and figure this stuff out.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay. Do we fix this movie by making it so that Jar Jar is like is the Sith? Do we do that?
Count Dooku is so good though.
No, but like, can we like? Is that something we can do?
That is within our power.
Because I want that to be canon.
But I don't want to detract from Count Dooku. I think Count Dooku. I was thinking about this while watching this movie. Would work better if he was the villain in episode 1. I mean, everyone thinks they should have a continuous villain for all 3. But Count, I wouldn't have made sense because Count Dooku didn't fall until after Phantom Menace actually did it. But like him versus Qui-Gon would have been fun to see. Anyway.
Yeah, or at least like hinting to him, like having him appear so he can be in all 3.
Exactly. You want him to appear in that movie. Okay. I need to chill out for a second.
Trying to think, what could we? So, like the things we need to change, right? Is Anakin and Padme's relationship is a little off.
That's one way of putting it.
I think we need a big, like fan, like a big like thing for the character. Like either like something happens with. It's hard because like Anakin's mom died, like all these things that are big happen, but it's
and like there's
everything that happens
hundreds
is for
of
the next
Jedi
movie.
in one fight, which is crazy and very like unlike anything in Phantom Menace. Like when there's just 100 Jedi fighting at once. And I think I'm dumb assassination plan, and I give Padme more to do.
I think like.
Oh, I forgot one complaint. Can I make something which I've always been very passionate about?
Yes.
So, I have a bad feeling about this, obviously, in every Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
This Star Wars movie has the worst. I have a bad feeling about it. Do you know when it is? Do you remember?
It's not the one when they're chained up, is it?
Yeah.
It's
when they're chained up and monsters come out and these giant things are coming towards them. They have no weapons and they're tied up and they're about to be eaten. Then Anakin just goes, I have a bad feeling about this. No shit, Anakin.
Here, I need to blow my nose.
Okay, I will think of how to improve this movie in the meantime. So you need to fix Padme. So you want to fix Padme. You want to improve their romance. You want less politics. You want a better assassination plan if that's still happening. But then you want to keep stuff like Jango and Dooku and a big fight at the end and no flipping Yoda. And when I said no flipping Yoda, I didn't mean no flipping Yoda as in us saying flipping.
No, we need. I demand. I do not ask. I demand that
do you
flipping
not think
Yoda stays.
The Force battle would have been cooler?
Nope.
Really?
Flipping Yoda is cool. I'm not letting this go.
Wrong. But like, we're at a stalemate here because I'm not letting it go either. It's something I feel
Neither
very passionately about. It's just no good. And like, why does he should have coin? He should have a full length lightsaber as well. I feel passionately about that.
No, he gets a little lightsaber because he's a little man.
Lightsabers don't the blade does not weigh anything. He should have a full blade.
It's gonna be tricky for him because he's doing all the flips. What if he like cuts his little ear off? Because it's
I wish he cut his ears off while doing the flips. Then he would have learned the flipping lesson.
I say we leave Yoda alone.
We leave Yoda alone. What's he done to you?
So what? Are we flipping a coin or am I winning?
We're flipping a coin.
Okay, I'll flip the coin.
Wait, why are they the options?
I'll flip a coin. What do you want?
I want me to win.
Heads or tails?
Heads. I think you're gonna lie is the issue I have here.
See, I'm not determined whether or not I will not. So we'll see.
Wait, no, we're not doing this.
What'd you call?
I said tails.
But you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Dead ass.
Yeah.
It's on the palm of my hand.
Oh yeah, let you just switch it over quickly. Just give you time to do that.
Wait, no, I can't. Okay, I keep this up. I'm keeping this up. It's heads.
Well, your hand's been down for ages already.
It's heads. It's right there. It's heads.
I'm not.
I haven't touched it. Dude. I like
Don't
willing
you
to bet this on my
me.
I'm willing to bet this on my cat's life that it landed on heads.
Hello, I'm Harlan's cat.
Get out!
But okay, we don't even know if we're keeping that jewel in. So like we don't know if
Jewel?
that's jewel.
Duel? Oh, we're
Yes.
keeping the duel. Flipping Yoda's in the movie.
Yeah, I know flipping Yoda's in the movie, but flipping Yoda's not in the movie.
No, flipping Yoda's in the movie.
Every time you say flipping, it makes it sound like you're saying flipping. Your camera's going out of focus again. I feel like we need
What
to
I have to
acknowledge
do is I
this.
have to give a close up of my hands.
Our visual listeners are going to be loving this.
Yeah. Hey, visual listeners. Okay, so flipping Yoda stays. Flipping Yoda stays.
Flipping Yoda.
Dude. Sorry, visual listeners.
Flipping camera.
Okay, so
Harlan, I'm really upset. I wish I could wish my feelings away, but I can't.
you're still hung up over this flipping Yoda.
Do you not think that's the word? Do you
No,
not think
I
wish
think
I
it's
no,
cool.
you didn't. You won't let me finish my sentence. I was about to say, don't you think I wish I could wish my feelings away is the worst line like ever.
Oh yeah, we can get rid of that.
I wish I could wish my feelings away.
But I can't.
Okay. So the question here is, we have two options when it comes to the biggest problem in this movie, which is the Padme Anakin relationship.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is have Padme be like, hey, this guy's a bit of a creep. I'm going to be a bit like tense around him and like not fully trust him until the next movie or something like that. Or have it be like, hey, Anakin's not a creep in this movie. And he's just a normal guy that doesn't.
We need to make him not a creep.
But do you not want him killing women and children? I think that's a crucial part of his fall to the dark side.
Well, he's a creep before then. He's a creep throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, but like that's like the biggest part of it for me when he goes, hey, I didn't just kill the men, but the women and the children too. And Padme's like, oh, that's all right, darling. Don't worry about it.
I think he needs to be more upset over it. He's like angry. I think he needs to be like 100% remorseful.
Yeah, but he's crying a lot.
Yeah, but like
my problem in that scene isn't Anakin, it's Padme's reaction.
he needs to win her back over, I think.
But is there any winning back? Like, okay, she's a politician. She clearly cares a lot about human life, and life. They're not humans, and you see a lot of that. But then, just she's fine with him. Like, I feel like that's kind of a deal breaker.
I have an idea.
Okay, go on.
How about Anakin? Well, okay. Ignoring episode 3 because it doesn't really work for episode 3.
Yes.
But let's say Anakin bests Count Dooku in the fight. And he has him down, like he's about to kill him. And then Padme catches him and she yells out like Anakin. And he's like, oh, and he backs down. And then that's when Count Dooku cuts off his hand.
Okay, but then the only reason he stopped is because Padme told him to. And then I don't think Padme would be like.
How about Padme doesn't yell, but she sees it?
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like killing women and kids is kind of a big deal. And
yeah, but they're Tusken Raiders, so they're not like really people.
have you watched the Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah, but we didn't know that yet.
They ride them like a bantha. Did you see he did that at Star Wars Celebration? Oh, yeah, that's good
awesome.
timing. It's Star Wars Celebration at the moment, and we haven't even talked. I haven't even spoken to you about the Kenobi TV show. Like,
it's good.
It's good. I'm interested to see where it goes. Give me Liam Neeson. That's all I want.
Where else do we have it? How do we fix that? Well, I think Padme has to be angry at him.
Padme needs more to do in this movie anyway. So what is Padme's plot line in this movie?
How can we make her more important?
What if, here's an idea. Django tries to assassinate Padme.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so the same thing happens where the Jedi are like, hey, Padme, you're getting sent off world. Blah, blah, blah. And then Padme, to like, for your protection, and Anakin will go with you. And then meanwhile, Obi-Wan goes and hunts down and does his detective work. But on their way to their island paradise in Naboo, Padme like takes over the ship, but just like takes the control of the ship and is like, hey, yeah, we're not going to go hide on this island. We're going to go and hunt down these people ourselves. And then they go to Count Dooku while Obi-Wan does the whole Jango Fett thing.
Wait, what? They go to Count Dooku, you said?
Yeah. I'm not convinced on that bit. But like, I like the idea of her being like, hey, we're going to go sort this out. And originally Anakin's like, hey, no, we're not. And then he gets won over.
They don't know Count Dooku's there. They
don't. I mean, they follow, like, they do detective work of their own, and that leads them to Camino. Leads them to Geonosis.
Sure, let's do that. And then,
but before they get to Geonosis, you still get the thing with his mum, because I think that's like a cool part of Anakin's journey.
Right, you need that. However, we still have that big hump of how do they get over that?
What if, I don't know. Okay, what if this doesn't work exactly for Revenge of the Sith? What if they have a big falling out and the movie ends with her being like, hey, Anakin, maybe we should try and get this to work because I'm pregnant?
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah.
But where does that match the timeline, though?
It doesn't fit in the timeline. You don't know how long women are pregnant for in Star Wars.
Should we make that a part of the canon that like women are pregnant for like 2 years?
Yeah.
Jesus.
We're just assuming it's 9 months.
Yeah,
they could be 100 feet tall.
I think this one's the most tricky because we're episode 1. It's all new. We can change it how much as we want. And episode 3, it's like we're in this weird point where anything we have to change still has to line up.
Yeah. But I reckon we do your idea with Dooku and she's like, hey, Anakin, I'm pregnant.
What's my idea, Dooku?
Where he goes to kill Dooku and then changes his mind.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. So we got that down.
The changeling is not in this movie and Jango Fett just goes to kill her himself.
Yes. And I'm just going to do it. Obi-Wan doesn't have a mullet.
What, do you not like the mullet? Wow.
It's my least favorite hairstyle out of all of them.
Oh, no. His episode 1 with the rat. I really don't like the rat tail.
That's just a Padawan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We can keep the mullet. We keep the mullet. I'm fine with that.
We can do a more subtle mullet.
Yes.
Actually, I've changed my mind. I want the most outlandish mullet in the world if Yoda's still flipping.
Fine.
Okay. We have to include a more outlandish mullet.
Fine. You win. You win this round. Kenobi. All right. Is that it?
What other issues were there with this movie? Like too much politics.
I feel like there's just enough politics. There's just politics. It was like weird.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just better dialogue and.
Yeah, but we can't really say that. I mean,
yeah, we can, and just better chemistry.
Yeah.
Get a director in who can direct actors, because that's never been George Lucas's strong point.
He has strong points. Just kidding. Of course he does. Yes, he does.
Of course he does. But the only reason A New Hope is any good is because his wife edited it loads, and he got loads of help from other people.
Okay. Are we writing it now?
Yes.
Cool.
We're back from our writers' retreat, and I have a movie here for you, which you just heard about. A movie, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Have you seen the video where Ewan McGregor makes fun of that title?
No, I have not.
It's like he finds out the movie's called that on some red carpet for something. He's like, that's stupid.
Really?
Yeah. It's not any more stupid than any other Star Wars movie name. Let's be real. Okay.
Yeah.
So the movie goes very similarly, but Padme and Anakin is less creepy to Padme and more kind and like a bit sucking up to her, but and they have better chemistry and better dialogue, which is easy to say when you're not writing it. And Django goes to assassinate Padme himself. Maybe he can use the insect things, but no changelings involved, and you still get a lovely big chase.
Yes.
And after the chase, Padme gets sent away with Anakin, so like she's safe on Naboo. But on the way there, she convinces Anakin to sneak off and do detective stuff. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan is doing detective stuff, but the only difference here is he has a bigger and much cooler mullet. Padme and Anakin are about to go to Geonosis because that's where their detectiving has led them. When they hear about Anakin's mum, so they go to Tatooine. He kills the women and the children, and Padme's very annoyed about this, and they have a big falling out and a big argument about it. So then they go to Geonosis, and there's a big fight with hundreds of Jedi. They all get killed. Anakin beats Dooku, is about to kill him, but then decides not to because of what Padme said, and Padme sees this and is happy about it. And then Dooku gets the upper hand and chops off his arm, and the movie goes the same. And then the movie ends with Padme.
What do we keep? What do we keep in there? What do we keep in that Dooku fight? What stays?
The bit where he cuts off Anakin's hands.
Yeah, but what about after that?
Oh, the bit where Anakin gets hit against the wall.
No, but after that.
Oh, the bit where Yoda lifts a big rock and it's like, hey, I can use the Force better. Can we get rid of that bit, please? When Yoda's like, hey, I can do the Force better than you, then they just have a Force off, which is dumb.
If I remember correctly,
yeah,
I said we keep everything Yoda.
No, the coin flip was about the flip. That's why it was a flip. The coin flip affects flips only.
Fine. We just go straight to the sword fight.
Yeah. Oh, it's bloody, you're always after a sword fight. And the movie ends with Padme saying she's pregnant.
Which doesn't make sense for Revenge of the Sith. We're not talking about Revenge of the Sith.
Hey, who cares? We'll worry about that in our 3rd year anniversary where we do Revenge of the Sith. Maybe.
And odds are we'll forget that we said this.
No. Yeah. Can you remember how we changed Phantom Menace? I remember one thing, and that's because that Phantom Menace was so long ago we didn't have the video for it. So when we posted it on YouTube, it was just a couple different images, like 3 images over the course of an hour. And your idea was to introduce General Grievous.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
And the only reason I remember this is because I put a picture of General Grievous in the video.
Oh, smart.
Anyway, that is our movie, and that's 1 year of this podcast.
Oh, hold up. So wait, sorry, I just got to change one more thing.
Okay.
Jar Jar Binks has like 4 lines in this movie.
Yeah.
I think his last line, his accent should change.
Okay.
Just hear me out. He says saying like, "Miss, I want the clone troopers." Dude, that is a really good Jar Jar Binks impression.
That was good. That was good stuff. I know you're doing a little joke here. Can I tell you a real fact first, though?
Yes. Misa wants to vax. That was
George Lucas was considering just making Jar Jar talk normally in this movie because everyone hated him so much in A Phantom Menace.
That would be so funny if he was like, "All right, Padme, see you later." Oh my god, I would have.
That was very. You sounded a lot like an American animated character. I can't think of right now, but like, yeah. Anyway, go on. Continue with your little joke.
Instead of going, "Misa like the stormtroopers," he goes, "Pizza pie, it's a mamma mia, pizza pie, meatballi, stormtroopers."
He grabs onto his mouth, pulls, and it's been Jared Leto all along. And he goes, "Do not confuse shit with chocolate. They may taste the same, they may look the same, but they taste very different. Trust me, I know." Anyway, adios, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week where we'll have a guest and we'll talk about their best, probably, unless something awful happens.
Like, I go to Los Angeles.
Oh, no. Is that awful?
No, it's better. Better than London, that's for sure.
Why would you go there? Anyway, just go to Los Angeles, get lost, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.